tonight is the night that we get to witness some of the best drivers of the series go head-to-head with each other on one of the sport's best racetrack, Homestead. Yamp Motorsports got the front row with Jacob Hart and James Silverfox. With a field of 25 cars rolling out there. Bunch of all-star drivers for sure. Jacob Hart, James Silverfox, drivers with more than 10 wins, both of them. Jesse Turner and also Jake Bassinger teammates. Then there's Steven Jenkins alongside Luke Martin. Jeff James, Eric Burton is up there fighting. And then you got Cody Lamas, Matthew Rodriguez, Jeffrey Lynn, Aaron Taylor, Brian Acosta, Dom Capps, Eugene DeMax, Nick Mace, Levi Pasco, Jordan Davis, Hayden Klein, Zachary Fitzwater. And then you got these guys that just qualified in yesterday. Kyle Collins, Dejon Weeks, Ryan Griffin, and Charles Sanford. Our Rookie of the Year contenders all got in there. Or the main contenders. So here we go. For 40 laps, there's going to be 3 stages. 40 laps this time, 40 laps another time. And then we'll have the 10-lap dash as Jacob Hart comes down. The 2-time champ's going to lead us all to the green. And the green flag flies. The first ever All-Star race is underway. Jacob Hart got a great jump on the start. Had a huge run. He's way out front as some of these guys are looking to go 3 wide. This track is wide enough a little bit, but when you get off the corner, you need to be careful and who you slide around. These guys are all stars. They know how to drive. They're going to try and get all they can because restarts are pretty big. Look at Jeff James way down there. He's looking to try and go 4 wide as they're trying to skate around the racetrack. Jeff James down low, bringing teammate Aaron Taylor. Man, they're all bunched together. The tires are really low right now. The tire pressures are. They're trying to get some heat in them. Look at that. Eric Burton a little loose. James Silverfox cutting out. The Yamp cars pulling away. But Steven Jenkins trying to cut clear. If you can get... Once we get these guys into a little bit of a run, these guys will start to calm down. But everyone's just trying to get every little bit they can as the race has just started. Yamp Motorsports with Jacob Hart, James Silverfox, they have just pulled away 4 wide back here. Man, Toner got the wall there. Steven Jenkins pulling away with Eric Burton up high. Luke Martin there. Aaron Taylor. Here comes Jordan Davis. He has a run. But the Yamp cars are checking out. Things are starting to calm down now. Jacob Hart, the pole sitter, still leads James Silverfox. Aaron Taylor, Jordan Davis now. Nick Mason, Jeffrey Lynn, the Mace cars are making their way to the front. The field is spreading out now that we're getting into a little bit of a run, but Jesse Turner, Jeff James, and Dom Capps, they have settled at the rear of the field. They got really close to hitting the wall earlier, and they have dropped as Collins, Weeks, Sanford, and also Griffin, the guys that raced their way in from the showdown, they're moving their way up as well. The Mace cars of Jordan Davis and Jeffrey Lynn make quick work of Aaron Taylor as Nick Mace is looking to try and get by Eric Burton. Ryan Griffin and Dejon Weeks are moving their way up as well. But the Mace cars look really quick as of now, and they're trying to run down the Yamp cars, but they seem to be in their own little zone. Aaron Taylor's looking pretty quick inside the top 5. Nick Mace looking to take 5th here, bringing Eric Burton with him. Burton's having a good run inside the top 10. Our Season 9 champion of the series. He hasn't won in a long time. Looking to try and win $1 million tonight as he's down low Nick Mace. Luke Martin down to the 10th position. But further in the back of the field, like I said earlier, Jeff James, Jesse Turner, Dom Capps, they ended up slapping the wall early on. They're going to need to try and adjust the car, especially after this segment. Halfway into this first segment, and some of these guys are starting to catch the Yamp cars again. Jordan Davis bringing Jeffrey Lynn with him and moving the way forward. Halfway into the run, everyone's kind of settled in, but Also, you got to remember, after this first segment, we will be inverting the field. So some of these guys back in the field, maybe like Zachary Fitzwater, Steven Jenkins, guys that don't really have damage like Jake Bassinger, are back here because they are worried about the invert and when they invert the field. So they don't know how many cars are going to be inverted to the rear of the field. They have a random number from 1 through 25, and how many numbers? Say if there was like 20 cars that got inverted, that means the top 20 would get inverted to the rear of the field, and 21st on back would get put to the front. So that's mainly what would happen if we were having the invert system. Jordan Davis has gotten by James Silverfox. These guys don't seem to care what happens. We could either have 0 cars or 25 at most. It don't really matter how many cars are going to get inverted. Jordan Davis has moved past James Silverfox, and Jeffrey Lynn's looking to pounce. Yamp Motorsports battling with Mace Enterprises. Aaron Taylor representing the Ford team of Martin Motorsports as they're all fighting for positions of the top 5. Here comes Jordan Davis trying to take the lead from Jacob Hart. Yamp Motorsports had a great short run car, but Jordan Davis seems like he's got a good long run car as he goes by and takes the lead. Up front, battle for the lead, Jeffrey Lynn looking to trying to take the lead from Jordan Davis here. And it looks like he might be able to. Definitely the Mace Enterprises cars have some speed into a long run, but the Fords here, especially the Yamp cars, just aren't really holding up as well. But Dejon Weeks has been moving his way to the front. He started at the rear and trying to get by his teammate. Had to get out of the gas there, but Nick Mace didn't lift at all. He's going low. Aaron Taylor's been working that bottom this whole entire race. He's trying to make up some spots. Lynn made the pass work, but here comes Davis back on him. Jordan Davis and Jeffrey Lynn continue to fight for that top spot. There is a little bit of bonus for a driver if they can win these segments. And that's what these drivers are wanting to try and do. Jeffrey Lynn and Jordan Davis are both really competitive, and they love to try and win in almost anything. Davis, not sure what Lynn or Davis have planned for next year, thinking about silly season, if they'll be back for next year or not. But they've had really good, respectful runs all year for this team. Sit 1-2 right now. Jacob Hart trying to hold off Aaron Taylor. Taylor again working the bottom. And back behind him, Dejon Weeks into the 5th position. Nick Mace 6th. 7th is Cody Lamas. His teammate had problems on the get-go, so Curtis is right now a lap down. Ryan Griffin trying to get by him. And then James Silverfox holds to the 9th spot. Our fan vote winner is inside the top 10, but the field has really got spread out, as you can see. And everyone's just kind of minding their own. I think everyone's just kind of falling back to running as far back as they feel comfortable when it comes to the invert system whenever we get time to finish off segment 1. Jeffrey Lynn leads right now. Back behind Jeffrey Lynn now. They are 3 wide for a second there. Jacob Hart, Aaron Taylor, Jordan Davis, they were all racing hard. And Jacob Hart now moves his way forward and gets into the 2nd spot. Jordan Davis losing some positions there as the field comes up on Hayden Klein, the Season 4 champion, to put him a lap down. Some drivers deep in the field like Steven Jenkins, Eric Burton, and also Jake Bassinger and Kyle Collins, they've all dropped far deep in the field because there is going to be an invert of the field. We are going to be inverting the field. We do not know how many cars will be inverting. So if there's a lot of people that will be going to the rear of the field, they will move forward and be in front of them after pit stops. And that's what a lot of people are banking on. Jeffrey Lynn's going to try and take the checkered flag and get a bonus of winning this segment. It looks like he's going to be able to. Jacob Hart, the pole sitter, is behind him, trying to get a run on him. Aaron Taylor's been solid right now in 3rd. Then it's Jordan Davis. Dejon Weeks had to come from the rear. He's in 5th. Ryan Griffin's with him as well. The rookies have done very well of performing with the All-Stars. As we come off turn 4, Jeffrey Lynn sees the checkered flag for segment 1. Jeffrey Lynn wins segment 1. And we'll get ready to see what the invert system will look like for the next round. Getting ready for segment 2 here. It's going to be a wild one. These drivers going to have to fight hard. The invert system happened in the top 4. Only the 4 drivers. The invert system, only 4 people were inverted. And so the top 4 will have to go to the rear. DJ Curtis is back on the lead lap, so is Hayden Klein. Curtis had problems early, and he's back in contention. Dejon Weeks, he was 5th after segment 1 there. He's going to be coming to the line as the leader. He ended up racing his way in. He's looking to end up winning the All-Star race. Lining up beside one of the best SCS drivers in the history, Nick Mace, as we're going back underway. Cody Lamas and Ryan Griffin got a great jump as well. They jumped out in front. How hard would these drivers push it? Cody Lamas looks like he's going to drive it in. He will. But can he hold it down there? Doesn't look like he's got the power to be able to run up off the corner. I want to see Dejon Weeks having a great run on the outside with Nick Mace. As they hold the lead, Nick Mace looking at trying to do the crossover, trying to get underneath him. Nick Mace's 2 teammates of Jordan Davis and Jeffrey Lynn had to go to the rear of the field. Nick Mace didn't. He was almost inverted to the rear. Here comes Eugene DeMax. Ryan Griffin and Luke Martin trying to go to the front. Levi Pasco. Look at the Red Bull drivers there. They were hanging back early on of Zachary Fitzwater and Steven Jenkins. Now that the invert system is out of the way, they're trying to work their way forward as Lamas and Mace battle for the lead. Mace is going to be able to hold it. Up front, Mace trying to get by Cody Lamas, but Dejon Weeks has a run to the inside. He's got a pretty quick car as well. DeMax and Martin are closing in, with DeMax on the inside trying to go 3 wide. They are 3 wide for the lead. They're racing deep in that pack, way back there. Bassinger making his run to the front. So is Collins and Fitzwater. Like I said, these drivers know that their invert system is now over and that they can just work their way forward. Nick Mace ended up hitting the wall there. Martin, DeMax, Lamas, and Weeks continue on. Dejon Weeks back out front. But the leaders are still battling it out. Cody Lamas and Dejon Weeks. The outside groove can work, but so can the inside. Lamas trying to make it work. Lamas won at California last year, and that's the only win he has to his name. And since it was last year, it was good enough to put him in the All-Star race. And here he is battling. He's up front. Lamas has a shot to win the All-Star race. He's going to have to hold off some All-Stars of some names like Martin, DeMax, and Bassinger, as some of the showdown winners of Weeks and Collins are in the mix of this as well. Collins going 4 wide as DeMax goes up the middle. Look at Jordan Davis making a charge. He had to go to the rear of the field. He started dead last on that restart, and he's now inside the top 5 going underneath of Bassinger. But up front, Luke Martin's trying to get up there to take the lead from Cody Lamas. Not going to happen in that corner. But Bassinger gets by. Jordan Davis, Zachary Fitzwater trying to be a player now since the invert system is gone. He's up here wanting to play with these guys. Kyle Collins is one that's having a terrific run this weekend. Blue Flare Motorsports has been getting better ever so slowly. And Collins, a top 5 driver right now in the top 5. Lamas still leading the way. Up front, a battle for second. Kyle Collins continuing to charge his way forward. Bassinger to Max trying to be players as well. Collins up a spot again. Eric Burton seems to be having issues as he's in the pits. Battle for the lead, possibly the Blue Flare. Owner driver Kyle Collins having a well of a run today. This weekend has been one of his best. Collins has been looking for a breakout year. Like he's been trying ever since his run with Fuel Brothers Racing in season 17. He's just not ran that well. But here he is this season, this team. He's building this team to be one of the best. And he's trying to bring Toyota their first win this season. Even though it's not a points-paying win, it would mean something for a Toyota to win one race in something. Technically wouldn't count as a win this season, but it still would put them confidence sky high. But you got to look at this. Bassinger, what a veteran move to size that up and take them 3 wide. That's the sort of move you would make on the last lap. As you see, it worked. Look at him. He overtook both of them. But here comes Collins fighting back on the inside. Luke Martin getting a run too. Yeah, if that was the last lap, Bassinger would have... That would have been a money move there. But Collins, they're going to remember that as Collins goes to the Bassinger's inside. And Kyle Collins looks as though he's going to take the lead. We're a little past halfway. After this segment, we'll get ready for a 10-lap dash to the run to the finish. And Collins leads off the corner with Lamas and Martin right on his toes. Everybody knows they're just trying to get themselves in position where they can win this race. You got Kyle Collins, Lamas, Fitzwater, and DeMax and Bassinger. All of them were not that high up early on in the going because of the invert system. They were not running that hard. But here they are, knowing that the invert system was over. They're up here battling and running as hard as they can to get as much positions as possible, because the closer you finish up here, the closer you'll start up to the front for that 10-lap dash. And you see Jordan Davis here, he's in the mix of this. He started, like, him and Jeffrey Lynn both, they started at the end of the field for this last restart. So a lot of drivers fighting hard. Martin out front right now. Battle for the lead. 5 laps to go now. This is all about positioning yourself in the right spot to be right there contending. These guys up front would love to get a bonus for some money, but they're also, these guys back here like Weeks, Fitzwater, DeMax, Davis, they're trying to get as much positions as possible, because the higher you finish here, a better starting position. 11 drivers are all in the mix of this pack. Martin has failed from the lead. Lynn to second. Kyle Collins, could he get it done and win this all-star race? He's had a great showing today. Cody Lamas also having a great run, looking to try and take 3rd position. But coming with 2 laps to go, Jeffrey Lynn has taken the lead. He had to start at the rear of the field with Jordan Davis and them, and he has marched his way to the front. And in 40 laps, it took him 40 laps to charge through the entire field. He's trying to get by Collins, but Collins is not trying to let him go. He's trying to get on his outside, but it looks as though Jeffrey Lynn's going to clear him. And it looks as though Lynn is going to win back-to-back segments as it looks. Coming to the checkered flag for segment 2, Kyle Collins. He's giving it a run here. They're side by side. I think Collins might get him. Collins has got him. Collins edges him out. Wow, Kyle Collins actually beats Jeffrey Lynn. Did a great job getting him right there in 3 and 4. Kyle Collins wins segment 2. And now we get ready for segment 3 for the 10-lap dash. Kyle Collins will be the leader. This is going to get big. This is the final segment, and it's the one that counts. 10 laps, and we will decide the all-star driver, the all-star winner for this weekend. Kyle Collins had to race his way in. So did Dejon Weeks. He's back there in 5th. Lamas and Lynn, drivers that are not that known to be that big of our sport. Martin, DeMax, announcing retirement, trying to get a win in this all-star race. Davis, Mace, Bassinger, James, big names behind him, trying to close the deal as well. Collins got a great jump. That was a jump that Kyle Collins really needed. He needed to get on the gas like that. Jeffrey Lynn, one of the best cars here today. Did not get a good jump. Lamas and Dejon Weeks. Here comes Turner. He's been quiet all race. Look at him. Here comes Lynn up high, trying to get a run around these guys. Here comes Cody Lamas. Lamas to the inside now. Lamas has been quiet this race, but he's been quick as well. Both Collins and Lamas only have one win to their name in the series. And they're looking to be the All-Star winner this week. Dejon Weeks and Kyle Collins are sitting second and third now. They had to race their way in. Here comes Zachary Fitzwater down low. Nick Mace to Max Martin, trying to find a way around these guys. Lynn's in the wall, so is Jeff James. Cody Lamas checking out right now, but Dejon Weeks coming low to the inside. He was the leader for the segment 2. Man, they're getting racy with each other. Turner back there with Martin. Martin, look at him. Look at Luke Martin throwing it in there. There was a hole. Barely made it work. Almost up into his teammate. He's right there. They're 5 wide off turn 4. Martin just put his boss of Jesse Turner in the wall. That's how much they wanted to win this. Dejon Weeks, Kyle Collins, Zachary Fitzwater's the top 4. Nick Mace, Eugene and Max are trying to get up there. They're just slamming on each other back there. They're 4 wide, way deep in the field. Lamas holds the lead, coming to 6 laps to go. Still enough time for anyone to make a move. Dejon Weeks, Zachary Fitzwater. Oh, and they're wrecking. Jesse Turner's around. The caution flag flies. And we're gonna line them back up. And that means we're gonna have 5 laps to go because caution flag laps do not count. Lamas will be the leader. Dejon Weeks. Then it's gonna be, well, are they racing back to the line still? Yeah, they are. So it's gonna be Lamas, Weeks, Fitzwater, and then, oh, Mace actually beat Collins there. And then DeMax and them. But that's how they're going to line up. We're going to line up with 5 laps to go. This all first started like a lap earlier when Martin and Turner got in the wall. And Silver Fox got in the wall and checked up. Turner was there. Lynn also was. And the caution flag flew. Everyone's going to be able to continue on and race for $1 million. We will give this thing as many goes as possible to give this thing a green flag finish. No matter what happens, we will get a green flag finish. We are lined up with 5 to go. Exactly how they came back to the line. Cody Lamas and Dejon Weeks looking to get a win in the All-Star race. Zachary Fitzwater, Nick Mace, Kyle Collins, Eugene and Max. Look at there, Dom Caps in the mix of it. Mr. Wrecking worked his way through it. Right here in the mix of things. As we come to the line, green flag is out and flying for 5 laps to go. Everyone kind of got an even jump. Lamas trying to cover the spot up high on Dejon Weeks. How hard are they going to drive it in? Look at DeMax trying to slide it in there. Look at Nick Mace. The All-Star drivers moving their way to the front. Lamas and Dejon. Oh, man. Griffin nearly lost it. Lamas is going to have to drive hard with 4 laps to go to keep back Nick Mace, Eugene DeMax. Dom Caps is in the mix of this as well. Jacob Hart, the pole sitter, creeping his way forward. Silver Fox in the wall way back there. Nick Mace underneath of Dejon Weeks. Eugene DeMax trying to close in as well. There's Dom Caps. There's Jake Bassinger. Jacob Hart's here as well. Coming to the line. 3 laps to go. Lamas holds the lead over Dejon Weeks. Nick Mace is there as well. Dom Caps has a well of a run down the inside. They're 3 wide. Cody Lamas looks good to maybe hold off here. But you can't say that anything for now. He's going to have to drive with his all. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Nick Mace has charged his way into the second position. With 2 laps to go, DeMax nearly runs Bassinger way down there. Hart trying to close in. Here comes Nick Mace in the 48 Chevy down low. A lap and a half to go. Who's going to get the win here at Homestead? Dom Caps is there. Eugene Max is still there. They're side by side for the lead. Nick Mace is going to get it. Here comes Dom Caps. Dom Caps has not won a race in 5 seasons. This wouldn't be a points-paying win, but Dom Caps looking to get it done. White flag is in the air, side by side. Champions going at it for the lead and the win in the All-Star race. Bassinger trying to close in. Can Caps pull it off? Nick Mace up high. Caps has the run. Caps clears Mace. Dom Caps hung in the back of the field most of the race. But at the end of it, it's going to come out of nowhere and win the All-Star race here at Homestead. Dom Caps for Martin Motorsports gets it done. Dom Caps wasn't that quick all race. He actually hit the wall early on in the race. And he stayed midfield near the end of the pack all race. And right here at the very end, fought back and raced hard with them guys and got it done. Dom Caps, the Season 6 champion. A driver that has not been to victory lane in 5 seasons. This isn't a points-paying win, so it would not count as him going technically back to victory lane, but this is still going to be victory lane for him as Dom Caps wins the first ever Sony Cup Series All-Star race. How about that? One of our veterans, one of the old-time drivers, gets it done. Martin Motorsports gave Dom Caps a chance to come over here. They thought he still had it in him to win races. And looky here. Passes Nick Mace right here on the last lap and wins the All-Star race. Pretty crazy there. Dom Caps wins it. And this is definitely going to boost his momentum and his confidence as he goes through the rest of the season battling for a championship. Let's get you to our finishing results.